Have you ever wanted to unleash an army of darkness upon your foes? To ride into the sunset in a death wagon? To rock so hard that people's faces melted off? All while listening to glorious metal? Well, dream no longer, as Brütal Legend is here to fulfill your desire for awesomeness.
But then before you even realize he was there, or what he did, he's gone.
You play as Eddie Riggs, a roadie that seemingly meets his end during a freak accident at a tween rock band concert, only to be revived in a similarly bizarre manner in a world that seems ripped from metal album covers through its twisted landscapes and ghoulish inhabitants. You soon learn that the tainted coil is out to conquer the world by corrupting it. But you are not alone against them, as you meet the human resistance, help them amass an army, and create the Ironhead band together.
Listen up! In honor of you guys, we're calling this new army Ironhead.
The story on display is definitely engaging with its quirky cast, dark humor, and plenty of surprising twists, but the way it parallels metal history is particularly sweet for those who can spot the shoutouts and references to this. Brütal Legend is clearly a love letter to all things metal, as both the world and its denizens are imbued by its influence. The dark gothic environments are truly a sight to behold, be it day or night. The licensed soundtrack doesn't hurt either, with songs by legendary bands such as Judas Priest or Black Sabbath, among others. Speaking of legends, the single-player campaign has an all-star cast, with voice talent by Lemmy Kilmister and many others, although the most notable are Jack Black as the main character Eddie Riggs, and the unmistakable Ozzy Osbourne as the Guardian of Metal. Add to that the ability to double team with your units to rock even harder, and solos that you can play to do everything from summoning a vehicle to melting enemies' faces off, and you can label this game a headbanger's dream. Exploring the world and interacting with it, be it by kicking ass or commanding others to do the ass kicking for you, is a dream come true. So how does Brütal Legend succeed at making its very gameplay satisfying? Simple. It doesn't. The hacking and slashing does provide numerous combos and purchasable buffs, but even with the best equipment, it can take at least half a dozen hits to take down even the most basic foot soldier. Driving is fine, but since it is no more than a means to zip through the world, it makes little difference, and the scarce races are a matter of using the boost at the right time. The just as uncommon shooting side quests reveal that hit detection isn't localized. But by far, the biggest offenders are the strategy and exploration. Not long into the adventure, you build the Deuce, which enables you to truly speed through the environment. One thing that will strike you as odd is the lack of a minimap, only to find out that there is none. In fact, the game has a very minimal HUD that often disappears from view. While this supplements the immersion stemming from the strong sense of place the world inspires, it also makes things harder for the player in every respect. Like any good open world game, there are secrets to be found, and discovered relics distinguish themselves from the rest, but having to mentally map a world this size, with no reference, will wear you out. Finding secrets is tiresome, and having your objective signal itself from a distance is no replacement for a proper minimap. To make matters worse, finding secrets and completing side quests is necessary in order to gain fire tributes, which are used to purchase upgrades. The strategy aspect itself is marred by not having a minimap, as it makes the already troublesome micromanagement even worse. You have 4 commands at your disposal: attack, follow, defend, and move. When it comes to buildings, you only have to worry about your base, which produces units, and your merchandise booths, which are built atop fan geysers and produce your one and only resource, fans. There are plenty of units with different abilities to command, but there is no way to group units as you would in a traditional strategy. If you want to select a specific unit, you have to focus on it and hold down a button for a few seconds. If you want to select all units, you have to play a guitar solo. Instead of carefully planning your moves, you'll resort to sending your units head first, do an attack enhancing solo, double team, and hope for the best. Though given that your enemies have no qualms in simply sending waves of grunts down your way, you'll thank God precision is rarely required. As a first for Double Fine, the game also includes multiplayer. However, this aspect focuses on strategy, and there are rarely any servers running. What's left of this mode are bot matches, which are a good way to practice, if nothing else. At least it's not a total waste. Ultimately, as a game, Brütal Legend is mediocre, and as an experience, it only appeals to metalheads, or at the very least, those with some interest in the genre. However, if you do have interest, and can forgive the primitive gameplay, the Brütal Land awaits you.